Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Taylor, and for today's video, I thought it would be really fun to do the Happy List book tag. The original tag was created by Words and Wildflowers, and I was looking through the questions. I thought it just looked like a really fun little tag to do. There's only 10 questions, and they're all really fun questions to answer, so I thought this would be a fun tag. So without further ado, let's get into the rest of the video. So the first question is, name a book that you can always go back to and it make you happy, and for that one, I went with The Golden Compass by Philip Pullman. There are a couple books that I could have answered for this prompt. However, this is just one where I just absolutely love the world. I love the characters. Every time I go back and read it, even the bad characters in this, there's just so much nostalgia with me reading the series for the first time. And just whenever I crack into this, it's like a floppy paperback. It's a gorgeous cover. I love the story. This is one of my favorite series, the His Dark Materials series in the world. And just especially this book has so much nostalgia, and it's just a well-written story, and it's a beautifully told story. And every time I've reread it, it's made me so happy. The next question is name your #1 stand-up, and for that question, I have to go with Harry Potter. Like a lot of people in my age range, and you know, I'm sure older and younger, because it is such a generational event, Harry Potter was it for such a long time. I own all the books. I own mostly all the movies. I'm switching to Blu-ray instead of DVD, so I don't own them all, but I do own most of them. I have a lot of Funko Pops for them. I went to not only the midnight movie premieres, but the midnight book premieres in full costume, so that was a fun time. Not so much anymore, but I did and still do read a lot of Harry Potter fan fiction. I actually got my start as a writer writing Harry Potter fan fiction. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with Harry Potter. It's a big old part of my life. You know, I am a proud Hufflepuff, and while I do consider myself a stan of a lot of other different fandoms, I think just reading the question, without a doubt, it has to be Harry Potter, because it was such a big part of my life as I was a child and growing up with me. I grew up with the books as the books were coming out. The last one came out the summer I was going into 7th grade, so they just really mean a lot to me, so have to say Harry Potter for that one. Question number 3 is the type of book cover that you're always drawn to in bookstores. So I have a couple answers for that one. First of all, I love vintage cover buys, so like that weird kitschy 80s, like 70s, 80s aesthetic, I absolutely love. So like something like this was definitely a cover buy for me for a lot of reasons, but I absolutely love like that. I don't know, this font I feel like is very 80s-ish, and just the book itself. This was published in 1985. This kind of cover always draws me. And then another kind of cover that always kind of draws me is like landscapes, but like really vibrant, almost otherworldly landscapes, like Doomakey from Stephen King. This is one of my favorite covers that he has. It's just amazing. And then also going along with The Deep by Nick Cutter, which this was originally a cover by, and it's actually one of my favorite books, so that worked out really well. And it's got like that same sort of ocean-y, but I mean, this obviously kind of looks, this is set in our world, but it looks very otherworldly. So that's another thing that really draws me to books as well. The next question is a trope that you absolutely love. And for that one, I have to go with found families, or a really close-knit group of friends. I absolutely love it. Like Harry Potter, going into like TV shows, Brooklyn Nine-Nine and Stranger Things, there's just something about this group of misfits joining together and becoming a family that just hits me. I don't care how cliche it is. I don't care how many times it's been done before. I absolutely adore it. And if I find out that that is in a book, I am going to more likely than not pick it up, because it is one of my favorite tropes. And since fall is coming up, I thought I would throw in a bonus trope that I enjoy specifically for the Halloween season, and my favorite trope in movies and also in books too, in terms of the horror genre, is a haunted house. I love a good haunted house story. The next question is an anticipated release that makes you happy when you think about it. And for that, that would have to be The Institution by Stephen King. It is coming up. It is less than a month until it comes out. By the time this video comes out, I'm so excited. I love Stephen King in general, but this book has been marketed as Firestarter meets It. Those are two of my very favorite books from him, so I'm really excited to read this one. Like I mentioned in like the question about my favorite trope, it is about a group of kids who come together at this horrible institution place, and they, I'm assuming, band together, try and get out. It also has like some X-Men vibes. I'm excited. The next question sort of ties in with this one, and that is name an author whose full canon of books that you really love. And for that one, I'm gonna go ahead, use the same book I used earlier. Stephen King is my favorite, one of my favorite authors. I am very much a constant reader. Now Duma Key, I actually haven't read this one, but I used it for a prompt earlier, so that's why I'm holding this up. But every single book that I've read by him, I don't think I've rated one lower than 3 stars. I just absolutely love him. I mean, I don't know how much else there is to say it. I know he's an author that you either really love or really hate. I'm on the love spectrum, but I totally see how some parts of his work are definitely not for everyone. His books were like the first scary books that I picked up when I was younger, and I just fell in love with them, and so I really do have to thank him for, you know, introducing me to the world of horror in general, because I would say that is my favorite genre to read and to write, and I also just love like horror movies and just the whole realm of horror fiction in terms of TV shows, movies, etc. I just absolutely love his work, and I can't talk enough about it. I am obsessed with pretty much his full canon of work, at least everything that I have read so far, and that is a substantial amount of his books. The next question is your coziest go-to reading snack or drink. Now, I am very, very particular about my books. I'm trying to become less anal, I guess you could say, about it. I don't eat anything when I read my books because I don't want anything to get on the pages. I don't want anything to get destroyed. I don't want to actually spill something. So the only things I'll eat or drink are actually drinks. I'll do water, and then actually I also do energy drinks. Sponsor me, Rain. Because that's really the only things I do drink anyway. Water because it's good for you, and energy drinks because I am tired all the time. When I'm reading a book, I don't actually normally even drink when I'm reading. So the next question is a book that you shared the most with your friends and family, and I think this is supposed to be like the book recommendation that you give the most. However, I try not to do that just because, especially, I read a lot of horror, and it's definitely not for everyone. So I actually kind of pride myself in being able to give like my friends and family members kind of personalized recommendations based on what I know they like. So I'm gonna go with a book that I've like shared the experience of reading most with my friends and family, and for that it would be the Harry Potter series. This series, I know, so my dad was gifted the original Harry Potter book, I think 1 and 2, when they had like first came out, and they're actually some of the books that I started reading with. And along that journey as the books came out, my dad and my mom would read them with me, and then eventually, like as I got older, I would go ahead and read them myself, and then they would read them too. My sister would read them. We talk about Harry Potter all the time. My other sister's reading them, and my best friend in high school, well actually a couple of my friends, but especially my best friend in high school, in grade school and middle school, when the books were coming out, her dad would drive us to the book midnight releases and the movie midnight releases, and we'd go in full costume. So Harry Potter, definitely for that one, I've shared the most. And also, I actually own all of the original US hardback editions of Harry Potter. They're actually at my family's house because I'm just leaving them there because I have 4 younger siblings. One of them is my sister who's in college. She's already read the Harry Potter books. My brother who's in high school probably won't ever pick them up, that's fine. But I do have 2 younger siblings as well who are in grade school, and my younger sister is reading the books currently, and I feel like I can maybe get my younger brother to read them as well. He is kind of turning into more of a reader, fingers crossed. So I actually don't have the original books, so that's why I only have like the illustrated editions so far with me. Eventually I am going to get them back, but I just figured, you know, I have all 7 books. I'm just going to let my siblings read them if they wish, and then when everyone in my family is done with them, I'll go ahead and take them back. So I guess I am really sharing them the most with my family just because I don't actually have them. I've actually given them to them for the foreseeable future. So the 9th question is a booktuber whose content always makes you happy, and I have a couple for this one. Brittany the Bibliophile, her content is always really makes me happy. It's bright, it's cheerful, it puts me in a good mood. Boston reads books. Her videos are so calming. I don't know what it is about them, but especially her reading vlogs, I can just put them in and just become so relaxed. Her aesthetic is so calming, so wonderful. And then also Natasha from My Reading is Odd. Her videos always usually make me laugh out loud at least once. So those are the 3 that I can think of off the top of my head that I really do enjoy and are like instant click on the videos when I see they have a new one. Question 10 is name something about your content that you enjoy. That's a tough one. I don't like giving myself compliments too much, but I would have to say I think the number one thing that I enjoy is that I don't put out content that I'm not 110% pleased with. I've filmed several videos in the past where I'll be editing them and be like, I don't know, like not really my best work, and I just will redo them or just never post them, which is something that is kind of annoying, but we're gonna turn it into a positive mindset here, because every single video that I've posted on my channel, I have felt 100% confident that it is my best work and confident and proud of it. So yeah, I'd probably have to say that. That's the last question of the Happy List book tag. I'm not going to tag anyone in particular, but if you watch this and you feel like you want to do it, go ahead and then leave the link down below in the comments, because I would love watching your Happy List book tag. But that is going to be the end of this video. If you liked it, please be sure to give it a thumbs up, leave a comment down below, subscribe, all of that good stuff. I will catch you guys in my next video. Bye!